Hi, my name is Matthew Turell. I'm a senior vocal performance major here at the college, and after college I plan on going into the field of arts management, which is exactly what I'm going to talk about. So this summer I spent my summer at Severance Hall with the manager of the Cleveland Orchestra Chorus, doing preparations for both the summer season as well as the current season. So Severance Hall itself. Severance Hall is located in the University Circle area of Cleveland, which is just outside of downtown. It is home to one of the greatest orchestras in the world, the Cleveland Orchestra Chorus. Also one of the greatest fully volunteer choruses in the world. That's one of the things that I find most fascinating about the Cleveland Orchestra Chorus is that it is entirely built off of volunteer members. Anyone can audition if they're over 18 years of age, between college all the way up to people in their 70s. Really, the chorus is all-inclusive and it's built for the love of making music. So on top of that, just a few things about the Cleveland Orchestra and their organization. Throughout the year, they put on both classical concerts and concerts built for the general public, maybe a little more family-friendly, Psycho, E.T. They try to do a lot of movie presentations, as well as holiday concerts in the winter season. Outside of that, they also do a lot of community outreach. Every summer, they pick a different suburb of the Cleveland area and kind of do a takeover of that suburb. Members of the Cleveland Orchestra Youth Chorus, Cleveland Orchestra Youth Orchestra, all the way to small chamber groups within the Cleveland Orchestra Foundation go out to those suburbs and do small concerts. So a little bit about my work environment. In the right corner over here, we have Jill Harbaugh, who's the manager of the Cleveland Orchestra Chorus. She was my boss for the summer. And then right above her is Julie Weiner. She's the manager of all choruses that are 18 and under. So that would be the Cleveland Orchestra Youth Chorus, Cleveland Orchestra Children's Chorus, as well as the Cleveland Orchestra Preparatory Chorus. I was working with both of them side by side throughout the whole summer, and my desk was truly just off screen. That's one of the things that I was very lucky about is one, I was working in a two-person department, so I truly got that one-on-one, but also I wasn't just shoved somewhere else in the building. I was able to work side by side with them. If they had any questions with me, I was right there. If I had anything for them, they were right there. Outside of that, a few of the projects that I took on was one, the day camp for the shirt that I'm wearing right now. Early on in the summer, we put on a Cleveland Orchestra Preparatory Chorus kind of music day camp. This was a chance for students who want to audition for the children's chorus or prep chorus to come out and kind of get a feel of what level of music is performed within these ensembles. Also, it was just a lot of fun. Between a few of the songs that they sung, I definitely had it stuck in my head for the few months to come after that. Also, one of the larger tasks that I had for over the summer was overhauling their school database. The last time it was reviewed was in 2014, so my job was to cross-reference the Ohio Department of Education database with our current database that was there. And I was taking both public and private schools from 12 counties in the general vicinity of Cleveland and making sure that all their information was correct, if they were still open, and if we didn't have any schools on our list, that all the information needed for those schools was added to the list. The really end result of this project was to be able to expand our reach to as many students and faculty as we can to get, one, the name out of the Cleveland Orchestra organization, but two, also to, in a sense, give kids a chance to be exposed to this organization who may have never heard of it before. So, some of my tasks were a little mundane, whether it was filing audition papers, finding people's audition information so that we could update databases for the Blossom Festival Chorus or the Cleveland Orchestra Chorus if they got in, as well as really the school database. I spent upwards of 40 hours working on that database alone, and there would be some weeks in which I would come in 9 to 5, and that would be the only thing I'd work on. And I'm gonna be honest, at times I got bored, but one of the things that really pushed me through this kind of sense of not really feeling like it was important and the tasks were important that I was doing was the fact that every task I was given was something that either my boss or her coworker would have had to done. So between the school database, at times later I'll talk about kind of the creation of the programs and putting together all supplemental materials for the singers for concerts that were done. All of these took hours and hours to do, but they all had a purpose. For the school, it was being able to reach out to students within the Cleveland area for these concerts without putting together the music and the supplemental materials and sending them out. How could people know what music they were going to do, prepare for the music, and really how could these concerts happen? So as much as at times the tasks were tedious, I always felt like there was like a rhyme or reason to why I was doing them. The music library, the bane of my existence. So the music library at Severance Hall is the home to every choral piece that has been performed by the chorus within the past few years, plus thousands of other pieces that are in off-site storage, either at the Cleveland Institute of Music or other sites. One of my main jobs for the summer was located right on those back shelves where you see boxes with labels. That was our single copy file. Basically what my job was to take all that music, take it out, put it in alphabetical order by composer and title, and then make it in such a way that anyone who went down to the library and was looking for any single given piece of music would be able to go up to that cabinet, find it right away, and be able to move on with their day. How it was when I got there, you would have been spending some time to try to figure out where the music was. Again, this is one of those tasks that seems really tedious, but I knew it was for the betterment of the organization, and that's what helped me push my focus and my want to help with this organization. So, the culmination of my experience, I was able to take part in 2 concerts during the summer. One was a Best of Broadway concert about midway through, that was both with the Cleveland Orchestra, the chorus, and 4 soloists. And then the final was Mozart's Requiem. What I found most amazing about my overall experience with these concerts was, as I talked about earlier, seeing the kind of journey that each concert went on. Before each concert's first rehearsal, me and my 2 coworkers, we just sat down, laid all the music across the floor, and made a packet of supplemental materials and music for every single chorus member who participated. For Mozart's Requiem, that was about 200 packets that we made, and for the Best of Broadway concert, that was putting name labels on about, I believe it was 11 pieces of music for 140 members, as well as making sure they got all the materials. From there, we shipped all the music. From the shipping of the music, the next step was being able to see that everyone actually got their music at that first rehearsal and was able to prepare for it, leading all the way to the final downbeat of the concert. By the time I got to Mozart's Requiem, that was actually my last day of my internship, and it was just kind of surreal being able to see kind of the journey of one, performing with the Cleveland Orchestra at Severance Hall, but also knowing that I was kind of a part of each step of the way. And I think that was what my whole APEX experience at this internship really culminates into, was that for every project I took part of, there was an end result that I could see. It wasn't just something that was left in the open and maybe years from now it would be talked about or just shoved under a table. I was able to see the full cycle of every project I took a part of. And with that, I thank you for listening, and I open the floor to any questions, if there are any. Kate.
This is just, I don't know. As someone who's a musician, how do you feel about the fact that like this organization is like a professional chorus, but like the musicians aren't being compensated?
I think that's actually one of the harder topics to talk about, especially because in the past there have been discrepancies between kind of the orchestra and the chorus. What it comes down to is professionalism, and at times there may be members of either side that may not exhibit the respect that each side deserves. But in the end, when the reviews come out of each concert that the chorus is on, the reviews show that the respect is demanded. On every concert that the chorus has done, at least in my past memory, it's been just stellar kind of showings of what this solely volunteer chorus can do. And although they may not be paid, as I said earlier in the presentation, this chorus is built off of a love of making music. The people in the chorus aren't there just as like a hobby. This is something that may not be paid, but they do to the highest caliber expected. And so I think, although it may not be a paid chorus, that doesn't take away from the experience, one, but also the level of integrity of the chorus. Any other questions? Gabby?
So you say it's all volunteer, but I think you also mentioned there are auditions, so
Yes, so volunteer in the sense of it's not paid.
Oh.
So you have to audition to get into the chorus per se, but this is not a paid position as the Cleveland Orchestra is.
Okay.
Obviously, none of you can go to any of the dates because we cannot time travel, but I thank you for listening to the presentation.